Hi, everyone. I appreciate you taking the time to join us today to talk about Actionstep Payments. My name's Jeremy White. I'm the Director of Payments here at Actionstep. With me is Duncan McDougall, our Senior Product Manager. Um, just a couple of quick housekeeping items to tell you what's on our agenda today. We're just going to talk a little bit about our journey here, talk about the key benefits that Actionstep Payments will provide to your firm. We'll also talk a little bit about the functionality and how it works, and then get into a demo to show you a real life what you'll see within your Actionstep system. And then we'll save some time at the end to talk about any questions you may have. Next slide. So again, welcome to Actionstep Payments. This is something we are really, really excited to be able to introduce to our customer base. This is a culmination of a lot of hard work, internally and externally, talking to our customers, finding out what they need in terms of a payment solution and what is required, for them to use a payment solution as well. And so, we've spent the better part of about 2 years putting all this together, and we're to the point now where we've completed a pilot program, and we're ready to launch it to our customer base. And so we're super excited for you to join us and for us to talk about it as well. Actionstep Payments is a built-in feature of Actionstep. It's like I said, it's built into your software, and it really, in our eyes, creates a win-win situation for your clients and your law firm staff. We do this because it provides flexible online options that make it easier for your clients to pay. While your team's also able to save valuable time entering and processing and chasing down payments. So, we're really excited again as to the benefits that we're, going to be able to provide you and your firm employees to improve your operational efficiency going forward. So, what makes Actionstep Payments great? What is this going to do that's going to be able to really help your firms? Well, the first thing it's going to do is it's being able to accept online payments is going to get you paid really 10 times faster than other traditional payment methods. This is also going to allow you to bill your clients more quickly and track invoices and outstanding payments more easily, all from within your Actionstep system. Who really likes chasing down payments? With an automatic, fully secure payment links on client invoices, Actionstep Payments makes it that much easier for your clients to pay their bills securely online as soon as they receive them. You're also going to eliminate double entry. Your client's payment information, it automatically populates within Actionstep, QuickBooks, or Xero for the seamless reconciliation of accounts. So you're not going to have any more wasted time on double entry or switching between platforms doing your accounting entries. And the last thing, and certainly not least, is you're going to be able to gain total visibility. Our pricing approach is going to be clear and transparent. We don't have any setup, any cancellation fees, zero PCI fees. And within Actionstep, you're going to be able to quickly view any outstanding client balances and monitor all your important payment metrics, such as your issue and payment dates, invoice numbers, and client name, and many other things as well. Yeah, I'm going to hand this over to Duncan, and we're going to talk a little bit about the functionality of Actionstep Payments. Duncan, it's all yours.
Thanks very much, Jeremy. Appreciate it. Very excited to tell you what Actionstep Payments is. At the basic level, it's going to help your billing and your ability to be able to capture retainers. And we'll start off with the billing side of things. The process for your pre-billing won't change much at all. You'll find that it's still the same process you go through using Actionstep to be able to review your time, move it through to the draft, and then eventually approve your invoice. The part that you will see is different is that the standard invoice templates that come with Actionstep will immediately have a new Pay Now prompt that appears on all of the invoices. And that will also appear in the the templates we have for emails. So anytime you're emailing that out, not only will there be a prompt in the invoice for your client to be able to pay online, but also in that email that they receive that invoice in. We're aware that many of our users customize their own look and feel of both the invoices and that email, and they're also able to do that. So we've got a number of different merge fields that you can use to ensure that the messaging that you want to convey to your clients can be fulfilled. So nice and easy for you to be able to do that. As I said, no difference at all right up until sending it. But once your client gets that invoice, the link is right there. So being able to click on it and process a payment is something that they're able to do immediately, and very simple for you to be able to get paid. We've also introduced improved retainer functionality. We now have a new section on your matter where you can set how much the retainer for that matter should be. You can capture the initial amount, whether it's going to be replenished, and what the actual minimum balances and trigger amounts for that replenishment would be. Definitely the new function is you can choose whether that retainer will be deposited into your trust account or into a general retainer. And so you're able to set that on a matter by matter basis, so you have control over which matter types will have money deposited in different places. As soon as you go into the matter and do set that initial amount and save the screen, then effectively your clients can pay that. So getting them to be able to pay that amount is really simple. Set the amount, either process it in Office by then clicking on a button that will appear to link through to the payment page to process cards in hand or over the phone, but also the email templates that we have are able to reference that. So as soon as you save it, you can send an email out to your clients, which will prompt them to make that payment. Again, linking them through to a place where they can process it. That payment screen will look similar to this. It'll be branded, so you'll have your own logo, you'll have your firm's name and contact details appearing there. The name and contact details, we've heard good feedback. People particularly like that because if someone's struggling to make a payment, they can actually pick up the phone and get help. On the payment page, they're not just going to see the one invoice or the one retainer that they clicked on, but this will show all outstanding items for that client. And that means that you're far more likely to collect on everything that's owed rather than just the most recent item that you're sending. All of the outstanding items will be listed, but the client does still have control over what they're paying. They're able to choose which of the items they're going to pay, particularly useful for any clients who have large amounts owing or multiple amounts owing. They have control over what they're going to pay. They can pay the most overdue items first and then come back to the same screen later on to be able to process payments against the remaining items. They're also able to set the amount that they pay. So as well as being able to pay the amount in full, which is what you'd like, they are able to customize and pay the amount that they can afford. And then we accept all payment methods. So they can pay with their credit card, with their debit card, they can pay using their bank account through an electronic check as well. So it should be nice and simple for your clients to be able to come here and process those payments. Also works extremely well on a mobile, as we're aware that lots of clients will receive their invoice as an email that they'll open on their mobile, which will immediately be able to be viewed and navigated. When a client does pay an invoice, Actionstep will do all of the magic in the background. So at the moment, recording that client payment is something that your staff have to do, make sure the money gets allocated the correct way. We'll do that automatically for you. We know the items that your client was paying, and so we can automatically create that payment for you. If they did select multiple items, but not pay all of them, then the payment that we create will match what they've selected. So you'll find that everything is automatically reflected. That client payment or client receipt that you can see on screen at the moment will automatically get created seconds after your client processes that payment. So anyone who's looking into the matter will immediately see that that invoice is paid. Obviously, we'll also deposit the money into your bank account. And so we do create separate accounting transactions for deposits making sure that we break down what that deposit's made out of, which invoices it was applied to, any retainers it was applied to, what the matters they were for, etc. And lastly, any of the fees that Actionstep charges for the credit card payments or online fees will also create the accounting transaction for that as well. So all of the bookkeeping will work for you. It's also worth noting that whether you're using Actionstep Accounting or you're using our integrations with QuickBooks, or Xero, that transaction that we have, the client receipt, will automatically flow through into those integrations as well. All of this is simple and easy to configure. And as you're setting up Actionstep Payments, you do have the choice of how you want deposits that will be made to be split between your trust account and your operating account. We'll offer fully compliant trust deposits, so we'll make sure that money is never drawn out of your trust account, but you can choose what types of payments get put into which accounts. We do have some people who want everything to go to their trust account, some who want all the payments to go to just their operating account. But otherwise, you can choose how to split the funds so that some go into operating and some into trust. Again, based on what you've set in Actionstep, we know all of that. So that means that when your client is presented with a screen where they can pay, that's just one screen they have to go to. You don't have to maintain a screen for payments that we processed into trust, another screen where they process payments into that'll be put into your operating account. It's all one place that your clients can keep returning to, and because we know what they're paying, we can deposit the funds appropriately. None of this will happen in a background, in a vacuum, In the background, we will be sending through notifications. So anytime an invoice is paid, anytime we're depositing money, anytime we're withdrawing money for fees, there will be a notification. Notifications about payments are sent to the people on the matter. So your staff on the matter are aware of that. So in the scenarios where you're waiting for a retainer to be paid before you start, you'll actually get an email notification letting you know when that's happened, so you can immediately start the work. And then a separate notification about the deposits can be targeted towards your accounts team, so that the people who have to deal with that can see that that transaction has been created. Again, they don't actually have to do anything, but they're aware of it happening. We even have notifications when a client attempts to make a payment, but it doesn't work. If somebody enters in the wrong address or wrong CVV number, we will send a notification out to you as well. So you do have the option to be able to discuss with the client what went wrong with that payment. So the next time they attempt to make the payment, they're much more likely to be successful. And then, as Jeremy mentioned earlier, we've got complete visibility into it. We come with a Actionstep Payments portal where you can log in, see dashboards of all of your transactions that have happened over the last period, the amounts that are waiting to be deposited into your bank. From here, you can look into every single transaction and dig down into the details of it. If you ever have credit card disputes or payment returns happen, you can see a list of them through dedicated screens. As well as screens which will show you all the different deposits and withdrawals that are processed. Also, we have a dozen new reports targeted specifically at Actionstep Payments. So any insights you're wanting to get into the fees or transactions that are being processed, you've got access to those. In Actionstep itself, we'll have new panels on the matter, which will give you greater clarity into things like retainers, and we've added a number of different merge fields and custom list views, so it's nice and easy for you to be able to report on where all your matters are at for all of your staff. I'll hand back to Jeremy to talk about the pricing.
Thanks, Duncan. I appreciate it. Now that we've been able to take a look at all the great features that Actionstep Payments has, we have to ask the logical questions. What is this going to cost me as a firm? We fully realize that accepting payments is a big cost for your firm, and we want to make sure that we've really got an understanding and make sure that we're offering you a pricing structure and a rate that's very competitive in the industry, and one that'll enable you to realize all the benefits of the functionality of ActionStep. Now, just a little bit about how we got here. Um, and thinking about how we wanted to structure pricing, we really went out to our customer base and did a ton of research, talked to just countless numbers of our customers, analyzed their processing statements to really get a feel for how our firms accept payments, what providers that they currently use, and what their actual, like, what their total charges are, what is their effective rate in terms of payment acceptance. So as we were doing this, one of the other things that was really a consideration is once we have all this information, is how do we take it and how do we structure a payment scheme, a pricing scheme that's going to solve a couple of things. One is we want it to be easy and straightforward. We don't want it to be complicated. We don't have any hidden fees. That was very, very important. During this discovery process and talking to so many of our different customers, that a lot of them thought they had a great understanding for what they were being charged for payments, and then we actually started analyzing that statement and going over things with them, and it turns out that they're getting charged a lot more than what they assumed that they were getting charged. And then while that's not always a great thing, we're happy to be able to understand that and educate where we can. And one of the things that I think was that we took from a lot of the feedback is there was frustration from our customers. When you're not able to understand what you're getting charged and why. And we heard the phrase several times that they felt like they had to be forensic accountants to understand what their payments provider was charging them. And so obviously that's one of the things we wanted to make sure that we eliminated. So we feel like we've done that with our pricing structure. And so as you can see, on the slide there, it's pretty simple. We're going a flat rate pricing approach. So all our transactions are going to be one rate, and that's 3.25% and 25 cents. And there is a monthly admin fee of $25 a month. But again, there's no setup fees, there's no cancellation, there's no liquidated damages. If you decide you don't like Actionstep Payments, or it doesn't necessarily work for your firm's needs at this time, we want you to be able to make that decision that's best for your firm. So we're not gonna hold you and make you use Actionstep Payments if it doesn't work for you. We want you to be successful. We want you to be able to operate your firm in the most efficient manner. So there's one other thing I do want to point out here too, is oftentimes Amex is charged at a much higher rate because the cost of acceptance is higher based on how Amex is structured. With us, again, wanting to keep everything as simple as possible, what we've done is we're folding Amex into our same rate of 3.25%. So Amex is getting charged that rate as well, versus what you'll typically see in the market right now, anywhere from 3.5% up. Is pretty common to see. And so, we certainly, again, want to make it as easy as possible there. So that's pricing. Well, all right. So we've been able to talk a little bit about Actionstep Payments. You got to see how it worked. We talked about pricing. For anyone interested that wants to know more, we're really excited and happy to spend as much time with you as necessary that you feel would be helpful. We would love to, if you're interested, we would love to give anyone a more in-depth and live demo of Actionstep Payments, and you can do that a couple of different ways. You can reach out to support and they'll connect you with us, or you can just email us at the email address on that screen at payments@actionstep.com. We see that we've had a number of questions submitted during our time here, and we've been trying to answer those as we've gone along. we realize maybe we haven't gotten to all of those questions, but we'll certainly do our best to get an answer to you as soon as we can. So, with that being said, again, we really appreciate everyone's time and joining us here today. We're super excited about Actionstep Payments. We think it's going to provide just a great wealth of efficiency to your firm, and we would love to be able to sit down with you and spend some more time in showing you in more detail all the great things that Actionstep Payments will do for you. Again, thanks everyone. Thank you for joining. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks.
Thanks, everyone.